Good morning and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And it looks like it's going to be a sunny day in St. Louis, Missouri today, even though it's dark outside and I can't tell, but I think it is. Today's topic is going to be no contact. But before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe. And thank you and welcome to my new subscribers. And I appreciate my current subscribers. If it weren't for you, what would be the point of doing this? But I wanted to talk about no contact just briefly today because once again, I'm in a hurry. I don't have a lot of time. Got to get the boys up and get going, get that job finished before the cold weather sets in. Why no contact? Well, for one thing, if your girl has dumped you and you were begging, you best leave her alone, or she's going to be more sick of you than she was before she dumped you. And why did she dump you? If she dumped you, she left you, she broke up with you, she doesn't want to see you. She's not appreciating you and she's not respecting you. So why would you want to be around her more? I know it's kind of a natural reaction when someone pushes you away. You want to pull them back in, but you're never going to pull them back in by calling them, begging them, pleading with them, or trying to coerce them into being with you. Remember how it was when you were first with her? She couldn't get enough of you. And the problem was you let her have enough of you. There's an old saying in show business, always leave them wanting more. And it's the same way with women when it comes to men. If she ever thinks that she really has you, I mean, unless she's 40, 50, or 60, and even then, I mean, think of Will Smith and his wife. There's a good example. I don't really know what's going on there, and it's easy for us to judge looking from the outside in. But like my mother said, you never know what goes on behind closed doors. But what it appears to be is that she has him all wrapped up, and he basically just lets her do whatever she wants to do. My son was telling me the other day that he was making excuses for her affair. So whatever works for him, he has to live with that. And maybe it does work for him. But back to no contact. No contact means that you don't contact your ex. If you go to see her today and she says, you know, honey, I need some time. I need some space. Do you know what you do? You just say, okay. And you walk away. Now that's going to shock her. And it may not be easy for you to do. You may be dying inside. But if you want her, and if you want to walk away with your balls in your hands, so to speak, that's the best thing you can do. Begging, pleading, asking her why, or what I can do, or I'll change, or this or that is not going to make her attraction grow. It's going to make it dissipate, even more than it already has, because it has dissipated to the point that she doesn't want to see you anymore. And it didn't happen just today when she told you that. It's been happening. She just had to get up enough courage to tell you that. But here's what happens. When you walk away and you don't contact her, she wonders what's going on. She wonders maybe if you had another girl. And I'll guarantee you, 99.9% of the time, she will reach out to you. But it may be a week, it may be a month, it may be a year, but she eventually will. If you leave her alone, don't talk to her friends about her, don't talk to anyone about her that is going to say something to her that you have been speaking about her. Very important. But what you have to do during this time is work on yourself. Look within yourself and ask yourself, how did it get to the point where she was not interested in me anymore? Where she was actually so sick of me that she didn't want me around? What did I change? How was I in the beginning of the relationship? And how was I when the day came when she said, it's not you, honey, it's me. I just need time to myself. I still love you. I'm just not in love with you anymore. How did it get there? And you need to sit down and figure that out. And when you figure that out, you need to change those parts of you, those beta, approval-seeking parts of you that got to that point. Now it may have started out something like this. She may have said, honey, you know, would you help me put the laundry in the machine? Oh, sure, I'll do that for her. And then maybe a week later, a month later, honey, would you do the dishes for me? would you wear this shirt instead of that one you have on? I don't like that shirt. I wish you would throw that away. Etc., etc. Ad infinitum. Betatization by 1,000 cuts, as they say. It happens slowly over a period of time, and it's happened to many of us. It's happened to me before. And I got to the point where they were disrespecting me, and I walked away. And as I'm telling you now, they all come back. All of them. Even when they act like they're never going to. They don't like it when you walk away. In my cases, I walked away. But I'm telling you, it would have gotten to the point where they would have walked away, or they would have been rubbing, I was with one, and she was actually rubbing shit in my face. I don't know if I was married. I think I divorced her and I had the kids with her, so I allowed her to come back a couple times, and it wouldn't last a few days. She was talking to her boyfriend who was on the phone. But we become addicted to women, so it's really hard for me to let her go, but I was finally able to just get rid of her. You know, when you have 6 kids with someone, it's a little bit different. So I did that. It was tough. I had to go no contact for 1.5 years. I knew that she was poison to me in this case. I had let it go so long that she was like draining the life out of me. But that was my fault. And as long as I try to blame her for the cheating, the lying, and all these things, guess who's never going to get better? Guess who's never going to learn? Guess who's going to end up right back in the same situation again? Me and you if you do the same. So remember that. No contact is for you. If you're just sitting around waiting to get her back, and she comes back in a week, a month, or 2 years, a year, 6 months, whatever, you're going to be the same guy that she left. And do you think she's going to stay with the same guy she left? Of course not. If anything, you need to look back at the guy you were when you first met her and try to get back to that point, but then work on the defects of character or the weak areas that got you to the point where she wanted to ditch you. More than likely, she already has someone she considers to be more alpha or stronger waiting in the wings. She may have cheated on you already. In my case, a couple times, I think at least 2 times that happened to me. But when I was being the strong alpha male type, no one ever cheated on me. They were loyal to me. They left their families for me. They left their country for me. They left school for me. They left their state for me. Yes, many times, many different girls. Okay, well, several different girls in those cases. Maybe many. I can think 3 or 4 or 5, maybe, something like that. But they will. But on the other hand, when I was acting too much like a beta provider, it was the opposite. They tried to throw me in jail. They accused me of, false domestic charges. I mean, it's just incredible when I wasn't doing anything. As where before, when I was being more the alpha male type, before I was 30, they could have gotten me in trouble many times for things that I had done, but they didn't do it. So imagine that. If you're being the nice guy, read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. I think it's Robert. It's a great book if you're a nice guy. The kiss of death is when a woman says, "You're a nice guy. He's a nice guy." Well, women don't like nice guys. They'd rather be with a jerk. They would rather be with an alpha male, than be with a boring, glum, beta simp. So remember that the next time you want to hit the like button on some girl's picture. Why are you doing that? She's not going to appreciate you for that. She's definitely not going to say, "Oh, Bill likes me. I'm going to call him up and see if he wants to go out." Forget that crap. You're just validating their ego. Doesn't do any good. A woman wants a challenge, and guess what? If you're simping for her, you're not a challenge. So, that's all I have for today. Hope that's been of value to you. I will see you tomorrow.